Stop being an enabler. You have to understand, enabling is basically allowing what's not good to continue. That's what enabling is. Whatever is not good, it still continues. You're an enabler if that's the case. And we can see this within ourselves. And how we are with ourselves will show how we are with others. If we enable ourselves to have poor habits, to kind of get away with like what's really not good, healthy, what's wrong, what's a problem, what's disgusting, what's like just terrible. If we enable that, we kind of are, what we're doing is we are not really facing that we have a problem, that we have an issue. Maybe we're the problem. In more cases than not, that's the case. But we don't want to face any of that. We'll give excuses. We'll say it's not that big of a deal. We'll compare it to other people and other ways in the world. We'll say it's worse. I mean, you want to stop me here? It's like, when does this end? It's kind of like catching somebody like red-handed doing something really wrong, right? They know they're doing it wrong. They know it's a problem, but they did it anyway. And it's like, well, maybe they can convince you that it wasn't that bad. And maybe you'll believe some of it. When in fact, if you were to question that person and say, hey, why'd you do what you did? They're gonna not give you the truth. They're gonna give you like an answer in which you could say, well, I don't understand. That doesn't make sense. Why that then? And they're gonna give another answer. And it's like, how many answers do you want to get? Because when you ask the question, wouldn't you think that someone who did something really wrong would give you the end-all, be-all answer? There'd only be one answer. And it's like, no, I'm answering the question. No, you know what you did was wrong. Read between the lines. What the hell are you doing? And what you'll notice is one thing in common. We do this to ourselves. Others do this to us. And they do it to themselves. They don't take accountability. Point blank. That's enabling. I'm not going to be accountable. But instead, it's because of this. Or it's because of that. There's always all these damn becauses. It's like, I don't want to know a because. I want you to admit fault. And you're not going to. That goes for ourselves and anyone else. Stop it. It's not helping. It's making things worse. And I'll tell you, if you're enabling yourself to be pretty much any way you want, maybe with some boundaries depending on what it is, but still, I have flexibility with areas of my life that I really struggle with, but I'm not going to say I'm struggling with because that's being an enabler. And what we'll do is, we're going to enable others around us. You see, how you live your life is how you let the world around you live. That's all it is. If you start living your life with certain standards, with certain, you know what, no, this is wrong. That's my standard. Done. End of discussion. Period. When a sentence ends with a period, it's not to say there's more sentences that wouldn't follow, but when you're talking about your life, why do you want more things to follow? End of discussion. It's over. Move on. What happens is people can't handle that. They are very uncomfortable making a strong decision and stick to it. There's a lot of vulnerability involved. They don't know how other people are going to react. They don't know if anyone's going to accept them. They don't even know if they can accept themselves. So it's all this avoidance in order to feel comfortable. Well, face what's uncomfortable. That's how you don't become an enabler. You face it. You know what? If life is given to you, then it's given to you. What you make of it is what you make of it. You can choose, or you can become whatever you think. So, when you have a problem with somebody, and they're doing wrong, right? And what I mean by they're doing wrong, they're doing something that cheapens. It cheapens, it makes whatever is valuable not as valuable, whatever that may be. Maybe they're lying, maybe they're, very manipulative, maybe they talk about others, maybe they're, I don't know, they're spreading rumors, they don't know the full truth, so they talk about things that they don't even really know much about, and they're like, oh my gosh, all this is drama. You have to understand. People who have themselves, they have themselves together, they're comfortable with who they are, they understand that there's issues with themselves, they face those issues, they're an open book. They're not narrow-minded and all all-inclusive, it's me. No, they're willing to broaden their mind and get to know themselves. And because of that, people like this stop the enabling. They stop it. It's not about how that makes them feel. They develop a value system. They develop an acceptance. They acknowledge that, you know what, I'm done living a certain way. I'm just done. I'm done with that. They get to a point. I'm done with that. And you know what? I just need myself. And the second people can start doing life like this, I'm not saying we should just be selfish. This isn't being selfish at all. This is being healthy. Because you encourage others to work on themselves. Whether they're in your life or not. You're encouraging them. You're not just contributing to what's wrong because it makes you uncomfortable. No! You stand up for what's right. So stop enabling yourself and stop enabling others. When you have to repeat to someone, that is wrong, you're an enabler. When someone does something wrong and you have a big conversation about it, you're enabling them. When, you're really angry at whatever it may be because someone is doing they done something that was really terrible, or they broke some kind of trust, or they're not following through, they're not reliable, they're not really showing much loyalty, they're kind of just being like someone who's being more lethargic with what's important. Maybe none of that was important to them to begin with. Stop convincing them that the things that are valuable in the world, such as being honorable and being honest and being empathetic and thinking of others and being responsible and having priorities and taking care of yourself. Stop trying to get people to be better. They don't want to be better. Let them be the way they are. They actually think the way they are is better. Fine. Wouldn't then that be someone's opinion? Why can't you let people have their opinion? Let them be the way they are, whether they drown or they don't. I'm not saying don't put out a helping hand, but I'm saying don't be taken with them. And don't convince yourself that's normal. It's not. Snap out of it. Get yourself together. Start to grow up. Just because you hit a certain age, you think you're an adult? You're not an adult. An adult is someone who takes care of themselves. An adult is someone who says, that's wrong. An adult is someone who says, you know what? I'm done. And they work towards what's better. They work towards what's better. They don't accept failure. They don't deny their present state of being okay. They realize it's a problem. They want more. If you contribute to yourself in an enabling way, you're going to contribute to others. Stop telling people what to do. If they can't figure it out, walk away. You don't have to tell someone why they're doing what they're doing is a problem. They should know it's a problem. What are you talking to children at the age of 5? A 5-year-old knows what's right and wrong. Stop trying to convince people what's right and wrong. They can't figure it out. They can't self-reflect. You can't say you don't know what's wrong. You have to have a conversation with them about it. Are you serious? Or are you delusional? Wake up.